Right, can we start with the salawat, please? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajahum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's getting worse by the day, isn't it? I'll start again. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Kushali Mubarak. Now, I know there's a lot going on in the world and we're all pretty sad as well, but I learned something from my grandma. My father died when he was 37, the day before the wiladat of Sayyidah Zainab. Day before, okay? He was 37 and he died. I was the eldest, I was 10. But I remember the next day, my grandmother said, the happiness and the sadness of the Ahlul Bayt always come before everything else. She made us all change, or get dressed, and go to the mosque to celebrate the wiladat of Sayyidah Zainab. This is the wiladat of Imam Hassan. Come on. You got to show a little bit on your face, no? We will pray. We'll definitely raise our hands and dua for all the oppressed in the world. But right now, it is the wiladat. So you got to show it on your faces. I mean, do you know what Mamri are? You know what Mandazi is? You don't know what it is. Do you know what that is? What? It's African sweet bread. That's right. When they go to sleep, that means when they don't come up, their faces look like that at the moment. Okay? Grow up. It's okay. All right. So we have a journey. Only got a few days to Laylatul Qadr. Sunday night is the first one, right? So today is Thursday night. Friday night, Saturday night. You've got 2 nights. And literally, it's a journey. So I'm going to take you on this journey with me, hopefully for the next 2 days. The first thing you've got to do is you've got to ask for forgiveness. Me and you both, all of us. We can't start any journey without that. Now, the reason why we put Apple and Google and Waze, I use Waze, by the way. I don't know what you use, but this is sat-nav, right? Now, just imagine, what do you do with sat-nav? You get into the car, you put in a destination, don't you? At least I do that. Now, say you put in a destination, my full potential, or my personal best, right? So you got into the car, it told you where to go, but instead of taking the second turn on the roundabout, you took the first. Not your fault, because you saw some dirt road. Doesn't matter, and even if it was your fault, you took a turn. That sat-nav redirects you, does it not? Does it say, you're useless now, stop, you can't drive? Does it say that? It doesn't. It doesn't say, you're gone now, no need for you to go ahead. It just redirects you. And that's exactly what istighfar and tawbah does. We all make mistakes. There is no human being except for the Masumeen and the prophets who do not make mistakes. We're not Masum. And Quran is full of ayat about that. So the first thing before we go on this journey that we're going to write all this stuff out is ask for istighfar. Now you can't just say astaghfirullah just like that. Make a list only that you can see. Write it in your own language. Don't write it in scribbles, because when you go back to it, you don't know what to go back to. If you have one of these, you have a phone, don't you? All of you. You can actually lock your notes. You know that? Nobody can access them except you. You can actually relock a note. Do that. But write it so you understand it. There's a tree outside. Have you seen that dua tree outside? Have you seen it? So I was told there's a dua tree outside, and I take one and I put one, so I can take one and pray for somebody else. A few of them just have scribbles. Who am I going to pray for? Scribbles. So you, as far as you and I are concerned, we need to write things down. Take a whiteboard, then rub it out. It doesn't matter. But you've got to be focused on what you want to ask forgiveness for, okay? And he doesn't tell you, khalas, your time is over and you're unrepairable. We did 39:53. Ya ibadi alladhina asrafu ala anfusihim. Or those who have crossed the lines. La taqnatu min rahmatil. La. Do not despair in his mercy. Inna Allah yaghfiru dhunuba jamia. He can forgive all sins. Start with that premise. Inna Allah ghafurur rahim. Okay. So there's a couple of things we've written over here about tawbah and istighfar. Most of you know this. It's in the books. I put it in. But tawbah means turning back. That is your rerouting. Istighfar is saying, yes, I made a mistake. I need it covered up until I'm rerouted and I get back to my place. So let's look at that last bit. This is Imam Ali. The first thing he says, you should feel bad about the mistake you've made. That's tawbah, right? The second thing he says, that in yourself you should say, I will try not to do this again. I will try my best not to do it again. The third one is, if you've taken something for somebody, give it back. Now, somebody asked me this question last year. So say, for example, I'm going to pick Femi, she's sitting over there. So say if Femina came home yesterday. Femina, you came home yesterday, didn't you? Yeah. So say I took something from her bag. Now, today I read this. If I told her I took something from your bag and put it back, what is she going to say? She's going to say, okay, but she'll probably think in her head, oh my goodness, she calls me Ma. Ma's a thief. Is she not going to think that? Yeah, you won't, but most people would. So every time she sees me, she'll hold her purse a bit tighter. Or when she puts it, she'll put it near her to think, I can't let Ma loose on that. So what do you do in those circumstances? You've taken something from someone. What are you going to do? Either you will send them the money anonymously if you've taken some money from them, or if you're giving them a present, you will add on a little bit more, or you will do some good in their way. It's called Radd Mazalim. So you will give some charity in their name. You've got to gauge it yourself. That is easy to do. What if you took somebody's heart? What if you broke a heart? By saying something, by doing something, by gossiping, what are you going to do? How are you going to repair that? You can't go to somebody and say, excuse me, I gossiped about you. Human beings, they're going to say, what did you say? They're not supposed to. They say, what did you say? Who did you say it to? What did I do wrong to you that you said all these things about me? So what are you going to do? Again, you will do good on their behalf. And you will give. And then I get asked, but how much do I give? You know how much hurt you've caused. So you give in proportion to the hurt you have caused. It's not a tough one. It's something that needs to be done. Okay, the fourth thing says, we talked about it yesterday. If there's any wajibats, you've got to do the qadhas, you've got to sort that out. Now, this one is quite hard, to rid yourself of the flesh that has grown by haram means. And this is more a metaphor. It doesn't mean you go on a total diet. Everybody likes to go on diets, right? It doesn't mean that. It just means you make sure that all that wrong, that the stuff that you've eaten, the stuff that you've done, the stuff that you've stolen, you give it back, including its interest as well, or whatever you gained by it, right? Okay, last one. To let the body which has tasted the sweetness of sins also taste the pain of fasting in the day and worshipping in the night. Fast for them. Do dua for them at night. It will be difficult, but do that. And that's how you cleanse yourself. That's what tawbah is all about. This is what Imam Ali says, right? Okay. We did these 4 F's yesterday. You remember them now? Ghafar, Ghafur, Tawbah, and Afu. Okay. You remember this ayah that I just quoted to you? Kul ya ibadi alladhina asrafu ala anfusihim la taqnatu min rahmatillah. Inna Allaha yaghfiru dhunuba jami'a. Innahu huwal ghafurur rahim. Now there's a lot of du'as for forgiveness. I'll put this on, we'll put it on the group as well, and I'll put all the du'as as well, so you can see them. But this one to be repeated in Laylatul Qadr. Allahumma innaka, read it with me. Afuun, yuhibbul af, fa'afu anni. And you've done afu, one who rubs out everything. But that means you and I should rub out as well. Because he says here, tuhibbul af. Forgiveness is not about the other person. Forgiveness is about you and me. Because if you do not forgive someone, they're constantly in your head. They're occupying space that they shouldn't occupy. Let it go. Let it be. Give it up to him. He will sort it out. Don't forget, because you go back in the same hole again. But forgive, okay? There's another dua of forgiveness. You can read it with me. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma idlam takun ghafar. Can you read it with me? Ghafarta lana, the last one, the one at the bottom. You can read it, can't you? So this was supposed to be recited in Shaban. If you haven't forgiven me in the last days of Shaban, madha min Shaban, then fa'fu lana fima baqiya minu. Forgive me in the days that are left behind. So substitute Shaban with Ramadan. This is the month of Ramadan. Just substitute that month with the month you're in, okay? Next one there. Allahumma aghfir lil kathir min ma'asik. Forgive my many sins, except my few good deeds. Because you forgive a lot and you accept a little. This dua to be recommended to read all the time, especially at the time of death. Now, you and I don't know when we're going to die. And if we don't memorize it, we won't know what to read. But even if you don't know the Arabic, as long as you imagine it in your own language and you think of it in your own language and you say, Ya Allah, you forgive a lot and you accept a little. Forgive the lots of stuff that I've done wrong and accept the little that I have done. I'm sure you can understand, you can say it in your own language or you know the gist of it, right? We've put a few more here. I love this one. Ya man lahu dunya wal akhirah, irham man laysa lahu dunya wal akhirah. Or one who owns the heavens and the earth, have rahmah. Forgive one. You can say ighfir, forgive one who has neither the dunya nor the akhirah. There is one that I recite, and I love this because it is recited, it's taught by Imam Zain al-Abidin, before every salah. So you could recite it before takbir or before takbir. Ya muhsinu kadatakal musi. Fatajawaz an kabihi ma indi bi jamili ma indaka ya kareem. It is a beautiful dua. Or one who does ihsan in front of you is the sinner. Forgive, or rather change what is ugly in me with what is beautiful in you. It's not only for Ramadan. It's for absolutely every single salah. Whether you're reading a mustahab salah or a wajib salah, you could read it straight after takbir if you want. If you want, you can read it before takbir. It just depends on what you want to do, right? Ya Hayyu Ya Qayyum, astaghfirullah bi rahmatika astaghith. And you all know this one. We talked about Ya Hayyu Ya Qayyum, right? There's a lot more. One of them that you know is La ilaha illa ant subhanaka inni kuntu minadh dhalimin. That is known as Ayatul Karima. When Prophet Yunus is in the belly of the fish, that's what he recites. If you feel you're covered with darkness, recite that. Only you and I know the extent of how our heart hurts. Nobody else understands it. So you need to write down the stuff and say, this requires this dua, this requires Ya Ghafoor, this requires Ya Ghaffar, this requires Ya Tawwab, this requires Ya Afu. You need to make your own things down. I put Ya Man Lahu Dunya wal Akhirah again, okay? So I'm going to tell you a story so you remember. And most of you know this story. Maybe I will be repeating it, but I'll do it. If you imagine yourself as a pencil, okay? If you're a pencil, it doesn't work until somebody picks it up. No pencil works on its own. You know that, don't you? I don't know, maybe AI will come up with something and then these things will write on their own and it'll be even worse, okay? But a pencil works when you pick it up. So let yourself be picked up by God's hands. I love this analogy. The second one is, it doesn't work unless it's sharpened. So time to time, things are going to be pretty hard. They're going to cut you apart. But that's only to make you a better person, right? You will make mistakes, which I talked about. And that is why a pencil always comes with an eraser. If it doesn't, you don't have one of those, you have those wonderful white erasers, or these days they do all different types of things. I see my grandchildren with them. So you know that you've got a mistake, it's going to sort it out. And what's important in a pencil? You could have a beautiful pencil, but it doesn't have carbon inside, it doesn't work. So what's inside you is far more important than what's outside you. And the fifth thing is that you will always leave a mark. So leave a good mark. Why leave something that's not good? Do something for someone. Pick their stuff up. Open the door for them. I don't know. The smallest of things make a difference. The tiniest of things. The difference it makes is unbelievable, honestly. I'll give you an example. Yesterday, I think it was yesterday, my daughter had to go into hospital for an iron infusion. And I felt pretty bad, and she wasn't fasting because she was really weak. So I went to give her some lunch. You know, one of those tiffins with lunch, a starter, a middle, and that's what moms do. I think all moms do that, right? So I went to give her this lunch. As I was walking out, or as I was walking in first, this man said, "Is that food?" I said, "Yeah, but it's for my daughter." You know, that thing in me kicked in. the mother-daughter thing. But when I went and gave it to her and I came back, I felt bad because he asked me for food. So I went home, filled another tiffin and brought it back. I have never known such gratitude from a human being than from that man. Okay. Now those are little things that sometimes we don't notice. We just don't notice them. We see people sitting on the ground, we see people who don't have anything. Do we do that? Or we just walk past? I mean, it's just required a little bit of eye-opening, a little bit of hurt inside which said, how can you ignore someone who's asking for food? Right? Okay. And then your words, to ask for forgiveness about what you say. Thomas Edison, you all know him? Thomas Edison comes back from school and gives his mama a piece of paper and he says, the teacher said you're the only one who should read it. And he told his mama, what does the paper say? And the mama said, the paper said that your son is a genius. The school is too small for him and doesn't have good enough teachers to train him. Please teach him yourself. Mama taught him herself. He became the greatest geniuses the world has known. The light bulb is Thomas Edison. You know that, right? Many, many years later, after his mom died, he saw that piece of paper, and it says, Thomas Edison is a mentally deficient child whose mother turned him into the genius of the century. That's what he wrote. But the letter says, your son is mentally deficient. We cannot let him attend our school anymore. He's expelled. But Mama didn't say that. And if you look at us as moms, somebody comes and says something about your child, the first thing is a big smack. Look at this mom. She didn't tell him ever. He had to find out until she died. And that made a difference because she changed who he was. And it's up to you and me to change who we are. I can't change our children, fair enough. At least we can change ourselves. Now we were going through this list. And yesterday, I think we stopped at, anybody have any ideas? I think we stopped at Ali and we did Kabir. Yes? So Kabir was greater than anything or anyone. Hafiz, when it says somebody who preserves, do you know somebody who does hifz of Quran? Yes? Somebody who memorizes the Quran. A Hafiz might protect you, but he also protects all the information that you and I have. It's all saved. Delete doesn't work in this case. It's all there. He has it all there, okay? So that's Hafiz. So anytime you want to protect something, Hafiz. Muqit we talked about when we talked about Razzaq. Remember I talked about Qut? I said personalizing your risk. The next one was Hasib. Hasib very similar to Hafiz because Hafiz accounts and preserves, but Hasib is the accountant, basically, okay? We talked about that as well. Jalil is beautiful. You know, Quran says, لَوْ أَنزَلْنَا هَذَا الْقُرْآنَ لَا جَبَلٍ لَرَأَيْتَهُ خَاشِيًا مُتَصَدِّيًا مِنْ خَشْيَةِ اللَّهِ. That's Surah Al-Hajj. If this Quran was revealed on a mountain, you will see it break into pieces. Jalil is somebody who inspires awe in you. You say Allah is Jalal. He has Jalal names and Jamil names, or Jalil names and Jamil names. Jalal are all those names that inspire awe. So when you look at him, you think about Allah, you think, oh my goodness, he can do absolutely anything. When you say kun fayakun, you think of Jalil. Okay. Kareem we talked about. Not only generous, but one that is honored as well. Raqib we talked about as well. Raqib is one who watches you, like a hawk, like a mom. Literally like a mom. You know how mom watch you. They've got head, they've got eyes at the back of their heads. I remember even as old as I was, my mom had an apartment in Orlando where she lived. And I'd say, Mom, sit, I'll empty the dishwasher. I was in my 50s. And when I emptied the dishwasher, she would be looking that way, but she knew I'd put it in the wrong place. How did she know that? She'd say, this doesn't go here. Hello, go somewhere else. And that's what moms do, and that's Raqib. When you think of Raqib, think of mom, okay. Mujib, we talked about that as well. Two things you will put with Mujib, Kareeb and, oh, come on, Mannan, do you remember? Every time you think Mujib, you think Kareeb. Surah number 50, Surah Al-Qaf, Nahnu aqrabu ilayhi min hablil warid. We are closer than you, than your jugular vein. So that's Kareeb. It's not part of the 99. And then Mannan. Mannan is one who is so generous, unlimited, unasked, undeserved, everything. And you get it, okay? So put it together with Mujib. Wasi we talked about. I told you when you want parking, he will say Al-Wasi. So he's unlimited, he's vast, he opens doors up from anywhere. Hakim is wise. And if I believe that Allah is wise, then I will never question his decisions. Never. Because I know that what he does is wisdom in itself. You can't fight with Allah. Anything he sends, you cannot fight with him. Because he is wise. Okay. Next one, Wadud. I love Wadud. You know, if you have... prevention is better than cure. Every time you serve something sweet at home, recite Ya Wadud. There's nothing wrong. Because you're going to develop this love. There are two words in the Arabic language for love. Hub and wud. You've heard of hub, mahabba, right? Hub deals with the heart. Wud is when you take the love from the heart, you add actions to it to be able to gain somebody you love nearer to you. So read Ya Wadud on everything. What's wrong? Number 47 is Wadud. In the Quran, number 47 is Surah Muhammad. The most loving human being on the planet was the Prophet, okay? So you know now what Surah number 47 is. Surah Muhammad, okay. So that's Wadud. Next one is Majid. You say Quranul Majid. Isn't that what you say, right? I'm not quite sure I love the word glorious. It's quite hard. I mean, what is glorious after all? But again, Majid is something that is way beyond your imagination. When you read the Quran, it's amazing because every time you read it, something else comes up in your head. It has this depth that is absolutely glorious. When I say glorious, it's amazing. It takes you back. So I would replace that with amazing. Ba'ith is one who awakens, one who raises you, one who motivates you. And I remember my grandmother used to tell me, if you can't sleep at night, put your hand on your chest and read Ya Ba'ithu. And then I used to tell her, but Ma, Ba'ith means to awaken. Rather than go to sleep, I'm going to... She said it awakes the sleep in you. So, oh, okay, I didn't realize that, okay. So if your children can't sleep, hand on their heart and Ya Ba'ith. So she would say it awakens the sleep hormone. So that's my grandma, okay. Right, next one. Shaheed. Shaheed is a witness. You say, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah. I bear witness. I bear witness means I believe even though I do not see. That's when you say, I bear witness. I'm absolutely sure that this is what happens, right? So Shaheed is, I put eyes there anyway. Haq, he is the truth. No questions asked. His book is the truth. You can't debate it, you can't doubt it, you can't doubt him. It is truth per se. Wakil. The whole of your and my iman is based on trust. Wakil is a lawyer, a trustee. When you have a lawyer, you tell that person everything, and then you trust them to fight your corner. That's what wakil is. So when you're stuck and you think nobody's believing you, and you're in a place where whatever you say, nobody takes it into account, read Ya Wakil, okay? I'm going to go back to these. So we've got to 52. Inshallah, we'll go 53 onwards tomorrow, because we'll talk about the second step of our journey. The first step was forgiveness. We've also got this in the book where they're in alphabetical order. We find people tend to find this a bit easier to find the names, okay? This is what I've done, and that's what I expect you to do, to write out each name, to be able to write the meaning and its explanation. I know it's small, but there you can see it quite big. But this is what I do, and this is the only way we will understand them. You can type them up if you want, but write them. Writing has an effect that no other thing does. Write it again and again and again. And I told you every day for the past 11 years, I fill in one of these, right? And this just says the names 1 to 99. Maybe near 44 I will put Garib and I will put Mannan. Maybe under some other names I will put stuff that I feel are connected. And then maybe I'll put the translation near them. But I don't go to sleep until I fill in one of those. So this is something I write out, I keep it with me, and I write it again and again and again. Okay? So there are 3 dates for Laylatul Qadr: 19, 21, and 23rd. 19 is when you set your budget. So on Sunday night, you will have some sort of a plan as to what you want in the next year. I tell children to take a piece of paper, fold it into 4, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. But children, I say, body, mind, heart, and soul. So they'll write it out. And it doesn't matter, I want to be good at football. That's good. At least I won't be a couch potato. Right? I'm going to get up, I'm going to walk a little bit more. You know, when you go to the gym, people try to find parking near the door. Then why are you going? Park as far away as possible so you can walk. Okay, we've stopped walking. So whatever your goals are, physical, mental, you may want to have a goal whereby you want to be able to pray without sitting on a chair, for example. These are goals that you have from childhood. And then you look up to them. And you know, anybody who sits on a chair is nothing wrong because they've got issues. So you pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He saves you from those issues, right? It's quite hard. It's not easy. Nobody wants to sit on a chair. Okay. On the 21st, it's set in stone. It's kind of distributed. And then 23rd, khalas. You can't change it at all. And the Prophet said, on Laylatul Qadr, give charity. In Gujarati, we say, fulne to fulni pankri. Whatever little you can manage. But give it now so it gets there on Laylatul Qadr. No point putting it in a box on Laylatul Qadr and then that box is going to stay in your house for the rest of God knows Ramadan, okay? If you have parents, consider yourself really, really fortunate. Call them on Laylatul Qadr. Write them a letter. Say thank you. Thank you for bringing me up. All the rest of it. If your parents are no longer in the world, pray for them. Rabbirhamhuma kama rabbayani Zakira, and pray with all your heart. Ya Allah, forgive my parents, grant them Jannah, all the rest. Do something good in their names. Do good in everything. And he said, if you do this on Laylatul Qadr, it will change into khair, it will increase your life, and it will protect you from evil. Right? We've got a time management sheet, which I will go into tomorrow, inshallah. We will look at all this tomorrow, which you read, and inshallah we will do Suratul Qadr tomorrow, and the second stage of this journey towards Laylatul Qadr, okay? Hopefully you will read Suratul Qadr. I've got a couple of minutes. So from Suratul Hujurat, I went through these yesterday. I suggest you go through them again as well. 10 things to ensure, or 10 lessons to ensure that we have a community that thinks for each other or cares for each other. Okay. Let's end with the Surah Al-Fatiha. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Can we close our eyes, give the salawats to all the marhumin, especially those of your family. Pray for those who are ill and those who are in trouble. لي خمسة عطفي بها هر الوباء الحاتمة المصطفى والمرتضى وابناهما والفاطمة. Jazakumullah khair. They've got some fundraising stuff for Bibi Khadija and the orphans, so you're all welcome to go.